What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and since the Trump story is dominating headlines today, I'm going to be live streaming probably a little bit after I release this video right on the main channel here, so make sure you stop by the live stream afterwards. The actual indictment has now been unsealed, and most of Twitter is mocking, hilariously, Alvin Bragg, who put it together. The idea that Trump is facing 136 years in prison or something like that is so ridiculously absurd. It's so corrupt. It's so crooked. It's happening right out in front of the American people, which really only serves to strengthen Trump's case. Trump is not going to go to jail over this. There is literally no chance of that. And all it's done thus far is galvanize his base. And as far as there's been many backfires already, but all it's done is really drive home the corruption of the Democratic Party, as none of them have spoken up against how this is so clearly politically motivated and such a clear political stunt to try and hamstring Trump from running. If you're enjoying the coverage, please do leave a like on the video. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below. Let's take a look at the actual indictment and some of the reaction to it. By the way, I know I've told you today a couple times about Coffee Brand Coffee. One thing I didn't mention is that we have gift boxes. We have this first one here right on the website where you can build your own, pick whatever items you want in it, coffee, tea, cocoa, dark chocolate covered espresso beans. We also have some nice pre-built ones. Easter's coming up, Mother's Day, Father's Day, gifts for people in your family, friends, loved ones. Make it nice and easy on you. We've got 35 new people today who have tried out Coffee Brand Coffee. I'd like to get to 100 if you're interested. Check out the reviews, coffeebrandcoffee.com. Read the unsealed indictment against Trump as he faces 34 felony counts. Now, each felony count carries a maximum sentence of 4 years, stackable up to whatever the 136-year issue is. But you see, the indictment filed against Donald Trump was finally unsealed Tuesday. And by the way, now we see why everybody on Twitter is absolutely roasting this, and we're going to get to that too. Have you left a like on the video yet? I think you have, but if you haven't, please do. And of course, I'll see you in the live stream too, because there's so much to talk about. Now, it is claiming he orchestrated a scheme to influence the 2016 presidential election and continued to break the law after taking office. Trump, 76, pleaded not guilty in court to the charges brought by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg in Manhattan Supreme Court, marking the first time a current or former U.S. president has ever been indicted or arraigned for a crime. Now, again, it's just an indictment. He's not been proven guilty about anything. You might not know that if you watch CNN, MSNBC, or any other local news for the most part. If convicted, Trump is likely to face far less than the 136-year prison maximum sentence. Falsifying business records is a misdemeanor in New York, but it can be upgraded to a felony if the action is done to hide other crimes. Now, that's, from what I understand, what they're alleging, but they have not really shown what other crimes they're alleging he covered up. Manhattan grand jury, hearing evidence and witness testimony in the DA's hush money probe, voted to indict Trump last Thursday, though the court document was sealed until the 2024 president White House hopeful's arraignment today. In a statement following the arraignment, Bragg said that Trump repeatedly and fraudulently falsified New York business records to conceal crimes that hid damaging information from the voting public during the 2016 presidential election. Now, I'm not going to go through this legal document. That's for LawTube. I'm sure they'll be doing that tonight. Quote, the trail of money and lies exposes a pattern that the people allege violate one of New York's basic fundamental business laws. As this office has done time and again, we today uphold our solemn responsibility to ensure that everyone stands equal before the law. Well, I suppose if Trump had pushed somebody in front of the subway train, he'd already be processed and released. The indictment outlines 3 main instances of Trump allegedly falsifying business records and employing catch-and-end schemes. Prosecutors say the illegal activity started in 2015 when the CEO of American Media Group agreed to act as the eyes and ears for Trump presidential campaign and would alert Trump's former attorney and fixer Michael Cohen before they were published. AMI then paid a former Trump Tower doorman $30,000 to prevent him from going public with claims that Trump had a love child, according to the court documents. Can you tell me who is the victim there? I find myself asking that a lot. Who exactly is the victim in these crimes? The no-name seed dumpster, Stormy, that is now $600,000 in debt to Donald Trump over her ridiculous lawsuits that she continues to lose? Would it be the doorman that probably put his kid through college because he just didn't out the president for having a love child, which has absolutely nothing to do with his ability to lead? By the way, this is from the party that trots that loser race grifter Al Sharpton out there. Doesn't he have a half dozen love children? After learning the story wasn't true, prosecutors said AMI wanted to release the doorman from his contract, but were told by Michael Cohen to wait for the election to end, the filings allege. Although none of these things would have hurt his election bidding, by the way. Anyway, in another instance, AMI allegedly paid a woman, likely former Playboy model Karen McDougal, $150K in exchange for her agreement not to speak out about their hookups. Among other things, the court docs claim. AMI falsely characterized the charges, prosecutors said, and only agreed to the deal after a conversation with Trump and Cohen with the understanding that the two would reimburse the company. By the way, if you're like me, as we're reading through, if you're new to the channel, by the way, I hope that I earn your subscription today. I cover pop culture and stuff like that too, and technology and things of that nature. But I'm hearing a lot of names that aren't Donald Trump, right? Companies. Prosecutors also claim the way Trump reimbursed Cohen for the $130,000 payment made to Stormy Daniels through a shell company was illegal. The illegal payments continued while Trump was president, including through decisions of how Trump would reimburse Cohen, the docs allege. Trump paid Cohen back for the illegal payment through a series of monthly checks, first from the Donald J. Trump Revocable Trust and from the defendant's bank account, prosecutors outline. Each check was processed by the Trump organization. Each check was disguised as a payment for legal services rendered. Well, wasn't he his lawyer? Again, like, if you look at what's funny about this, so 34 felony counts carrying 136 years maximum sentence. Just look at some of this. This is hilariously dumb. People don't even get 136 years for ending another person's life. In New York, people that do that don't even get arrested. He will serve none of that. I think there needs to be a change of venue. There's no way he gets a fair trial in New York. 34 counts. I mean, this whole thing really, really reveals just how corrupt the system is. Like, Trump could literally now rerun on the whole drain the swamp stuff, and it would hit. You see Jordan Satchel saying the Trump indictment. This is one of the Twitter Files journalists writing, the Trump indictment reads as if it were written by late Mueller with his full-blown dementia. I mean, like, and people are just Liz Wheeler laughing at it. I mean, everybody's just dunking on this. Comic Dave Smith says, the reaction that Trump receives from people has always been fascinating. The people who hate him seem to always be convinced that he's about to be destroyed. Literally, since the campaign in 2016, every week, the walls are closing in. It's amazing they can still believe this without an ounce of self-doubt. You see Matt Walsh chiming in here. Bragg saying, we cannot and will not normalize serious criminal conduct. Last year, by the way, Alvin Bragg reduced 52% of all felony charges to misdemeanors. He, by definition, has normalized serious criminal conduct. And all this stuff, nobody would have known anything about Alvin Bragg, anything about all these records, anything about any of these claims and the corruption, but they just had to do it, didn't they? You see Jack Posobiec writing, Alvin Bragg went to Harvard Law. He's so stupid and crooked, people laughing. Like, Harvard Law is taking a bigger hit today than Trump. Low standards for admission and graduation. I mean, where are all the articles that are saying how stunning and brave and how amazing this is? He's literally galvanizing his base, raising millions of dollars, and facing nothing. He's not getting 100 years in prison. He's not even getting 1 day in prison, okay? And, there is some concern that given how corrupt and crooked this all has been up until this point, that they'll be able to go after and not give him a fair jury trial. It's certainly possible, but, it's ridiculous. Here's ABC News. Let's see. Okay, so they're lefty. They're probably like, this is great. Let's take a look at some of their replies. David Wool. This disgraceful circus clown spends 98% of his time normalizing serious criminal conduct. What the heck is he talking about? Except if you've committed these type of crimes, only then do we normalize crime in New York City and let you walk. I mean, all these people now are getting red pilled basically on just how bad the criminal system is. DA Alvin Bragg cut deals that freed New York City career criminal. Career criminal who then punched a woman in a random attack. I mean, like, this guy, these like soft on crime DAs are a plague on the safety of law-abiding citizens in this country. You see here, Colin Rugg, breaking proof of political prosecution emerges. DA Bragg's chief of staff wanted Trump banned from office, according to tweets. He deleted his account, but we have the receipts. I mean, I can't see, now you see, trending on Twitter, Trump 2024, now more than ever. This is, I don't even understand. You see Greg Price, all 34 charges of Trump indictment are falsifying business records to conceal another crime. Quote, to conceal another crime is how Alvin Bragg was able to elevate it to a felony. But nowhere in the indictment does it say that there was a second crime. What exactly could be the second crime they tried to conceal by Cohen paying hush money with his own funds to Stormy, who now owes Trump thousands of dollars, by the way, hundreds of thousands of dollars, because losing lawsuits against him? If it's campaign finance, remember that the FEC refused to go after Trump for it. 200 million New York taxpayer dollars for a $130,000 hush money payment. I mean, like, this prosecution is doing more to like red pill Americans than anything Trump could have ever done without it. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Make sure you leave a like on this video. You subscribe down below so I can keep you up to date. And stop back in a little bit. I'll be live streaming right on this channel. If you go to the main page, you'll see when I'm live. We'll talk to you again real soon.